So you've decided to start a drone business, or maybe you've already started one. What are the threats to that business? That's what I want to talk about today, so stay tuned. You may remember from one of my recent videos, I talked about SWOT analysis. This is something all good companies do if they're trying to ensure their longevity. What does SWOT stand for? S stands for strengths. What are your abilities that set you apart from everybody else? W, what are your weaknesses? What is detrimental to your success? O is for opportunities. What can I do with the skills I've got? And T is threats. And that's what we're going to talk about today. So threats in my mind can come in three different categories. The first one being your competitors. Obviously everybody out there wants a part of the business, and they want your part of the business too. So what do you do there? Well, one of the first things you need to do is do a Google search and say drone businesses in my area, or drone businesses near me, or drone photographers, or whatever your particular expertise needs to be, and see who your competitors are. But beyond that, you need to spend some time looking at their websites, see how they promote themselves, see what their skill levels are. So prior to doing this video, I did that. I live here in Tampa, Florida, so I did a Google search looking for drone businesses near me and came up with a pretty good list. So I started looking through the individual websites, and what did I find? Well, what I found was that most of those websites are so similar, they're almost carbon copies of each other. Same skill levels. Oh, we do residential, we do construction monitoring, we do inspections, and so on. Nothing that differentiates them. You need to have some sort of value proposition that says, why should you pick me over somebody else? And I think that's very important. And the way these people are doing it, in my mind, is a shotgun approach. Hey, we do everything, come hire us. Well, you can't be good at everything. You know, it's like walking into a restaurant that's got 50 items on the menu. You know they all can't be good. So concentrate on your niche, promote that niche, and rely on that niche to be successful. What's the second threat? Second threat actually comes from your clients, either new or potential. And why do I say that? Well, any good client, any good company is going to look for the best return on investment. If they can do something cheaper by farming it out to you, they will. But when that becomes expensive and they can do it cheaper inside, they'll hire their own people. And I'll give you a good example of that. Last week's class had two students that came from a local company, contracting company, and they had needed some drone photography and videography of a new site they were doing. So they checked with a local drone pilot. He gave them a quote. They looked at the quote and they said, you know, that's pretty expensive. So they decided to spend the money to buy their own drone, to get their training, to get their certification, and start their own drone business. And they feel long-term that's going to be more cost-effective to them. And I agree with them. So be careful on your pricing. You can price yourself out of the market. I'm not saying be the cheapest, but have that value proposition in there again. Then finally, what about technology? Technology is a threat also. What do I mean by that? Well, if you looked at my last video about the Parrot Anafi AI, I talked about its 4G capabilities and how it can be operated from one state. See, I live in Tampa, have a job in California. I could actually use the 4G network to fly that drone out there. And I had a viewer comment to me and said, well, gee, I don't like that. That's taken away my job. True statement, but let's look at it a different direction. This is a new environment. This is a new industry. Things are changing all the time. We need to keep up with technology. And rather than saying that's taken work from me, shouldn't you be saying, well, I want to be that guy. I want to be the guy that can fly that drone across country and use that to benefit myself. So it's imperative for us to look at the industry, to look at the changes, and we have to change and move with them. Every industry is the same way, but I think even more so with us because things are changing almost on a daily basis. So those are the three items I think are the most critical as far as threats to you. Hope you learned something from this video, and if you did, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe down below. And if you'd like to share it with your friends, please do so. That would be greatly appreciated. And as always, Thank you so much for watching.